Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
Today's guest has been on not only Last Comic Standing, but he was in the top 5 of Last Comic Standing. He was on America's Got Talent, Conan, David Letterman, Louie, Seth Meyers, At Midnight, and an album recording in San Francisco is coming up. I'll tell you all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Myq Kaplan.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
How you doing?
Very well. Always happy to be here.
Always. Well, let's get right to it. You did ayahuasca again.
That's true.
What did you learn this time?
Just that what you put into the world is in the world. So if it's positive, then you'll experience a positive thing, and maybe other people will too. And also, just to give you a real brief recap of the 4 hours that I spent in Infinity. Also, thought about the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, which is like non-doing, which isn't. I was like, oh, is it to do nothing? No, it's just to do things that don't head towards resistance. Like if there's resistance, I'm like, oh, I'll go the other way. Like if this is a way, oh, there's a, and so that works like creatively, professionally, personally, emotionally. So I'm just like, I'm all set.
Wow, look at this.
It sounds like
Good night, everybody.
It's so funny because we have these conversations before we get on air, and then he starts talking on air, and I'm like, wow, the first thing I want to say is, but what about? We have such a lovely conversation before, but it sounds lovely. It also sounds like that's how things don't get done, pushing against resistance and things like that.
That's true.
It sounds like because you have a privileged life, you can have a privileged life. And of course, you could make the smaller adjustments to make you more comfortable as opposed to less, and have, but
He only had 4 hours.
But he was in Infinity. I just feel like for some reason it stung me when you said, if you think positive results will happen. And that always does something to me, because I'm like, I thought positive plenty, but other people have to start doing this also.
Well, I'll give you one specific example for that. And
From Infinity?
Yeah.
Yes, I told you we could do this.
This is actually a thing that I've been doing recently. Is there's a program called Google Boomerang, and one of the things that it lets you do is send an email later. Like you can be like, hey, if it's at 3 a.m. and you're like, I don't want this email to go out at 3 a.m. You can be like, send it tomorrow at 10 or next month or whenever, 100 years from now. If you know the email, if there's still email, then just
Boomerang is a great program. You could attach it to your email. You could also say, if someone doesn't return this email back to me in 2 days, please remind me of it, so it's not in your head anymore.
It's great.
Things like that.
It's super. So
Can I catch Pokemon with it?
I'm sure you can.
All right, then I'm in.
So one of the things that I've been doing recently is just sending myself an email like into the future. That's like, hey, it's me. You remember you? I love you. You're loved by me. And so that's like a thing that when I'm doing it, it's fun for me to think about. And that's just a positive thing that I'm experiencing. And then I literally will forget about it, or I'll forget when it's going to happen. So I will get an email that's just like, even though I know that I did it, it was like a different version of me. And in the future, I also get that joy. And so I'm not saying that that's the solution to every problem and that people can't experience sadness, but I'm just explaining why also, obviously, when there's anger, when people are like, when people honk, like that makes me mad, and I can choose to either, also be mad and direct that outward, or like sort of let it, dissipate, as opposed to helping it reverberate. And of course,
I get it.
Yeah.
2 things come to mind when that happens. One is, we're allowed to cut Myq off. 2
in traffic. I'll honk at you.
My ear doctor did that once. They were like, here, fill out this reminder that will send you this postcard. And then when it came in the mail, I'm like, oh, this is in my handwriting. I need to pay attention to it. And I'm like, oh, I see. They wrote the ad in my name. Like, that's great. And then actually, I had a third thing.
I don't know. You did the second thing.
That's more emails in my inbox, though. And then I get all
You can just
nervous.
archive it immediately.
Well, I'll tell you why I don't
Love archive.
Why I don't like this idea.
Go ahead.
Later, there's a chance Myq becomes a bad person.
Uh-huh.
And then he checks his email, and he's telling himself he's really a good person just when he's trying to make amends.
Well, it doesn't say that you're a good person. It says that you're loved. And I think that even if you are doing bad, I think it's good to love everybody.
No, it's not good to love everybody.
I think it is.
Man, you need another trip.
I love you. Can I say the other thing is about the, not heading towards resistance, which of course, like there are things that are challenging and take work, and it's good to expand your comfort zone and not just do things that are, like, quote unquote easy, but even thinking about like emotionally, like if I'm in a place that I don't want to be, and I'm like, well, I want to get out of this emotional state, but it's too difficult to like escape it. Sometimes it's not to say that the easy path is like one that is not valuable and not potentially full of also, complex emotions and challenges. It's not just like, well, go this way and you're happy. It's like, well, this is the way that I have to go to get through, whatever tough emotional time I'm heading through, because that way is impossible. Like the challenging way might be to, stop feeling the thing that you're feeling.
So it shows you more of your navigation on the emotional ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chemda just did acid. Now, Mike, I'm not saying this is your fault, but I am saying it's not your fault.
I accept responsibility.
Well, actually, I texted him after I did acid. We were talking about some work stuff, but then I said, P.S., did acid yesterday. It was glorious. And he goes, haha, seriously? That is awesome.
You know what Chemda learned, by the way?
I don't.
Friends are good and good things are good.
Well,
So these help people out.
That's true. It actually reinforced it, but I don't mind reinforcements. Sometimes you eat too much. And then he says, and acid is, to me, and then this is on all caps, the least wonderful of the psychedelics.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, sounds like I have some stuff to look forward to. And he says, I'm about to do ayahuasca, so I will visit your dreams in astral form and let you know. And I said, cool, see you soon.
Yeah.
What if you were naked or something?
He's
giving me a heads up.
Yeah.
Right.
Get clothed. I'm coming in your dream.
Yeah, 4 to 8 today. I'm going to get stupid.
Yeah, I was like, is Hennessy supposed to know this, that he's coming to me in my dream?
Right, you got to tell your husband.
I mean, you're not allowed to even see people in your dreams? That can't be.
The whole world's
That
a
is
bunch of prudes.
Too monogamous.
I don't want to judge, but
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't judge anymore.
actually, he's had ex-girlfriends that have had negative dreams about him and wake up angry with him.
Me? Oh,
No.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But
I
you might have
understand,
also.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. You
I
did?
didn't. No, I don't remember that specifically, but it certainly seems. I feel like Ray Romano has.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard that in his comedy or on TV shows. It's the kind of thing that he struggles with.
What did I do today? Mike, this tweet, was this done on ayahuasca or sober? A fun thing to do is put a bunch of bananas up to your ear and say, conference call.
That was a thing that I did immediately after ayahuasca. That was 100%. Like you do it, you come down, and then there's like a sort of breaking the fast, a communal feasting on fruits and hummus and things. And there was a huge bunch of bananas, and I did the thing. Spoiler alert, that you already said. Yeah.
But why, going back to this acid thing, why is acid the worst of it?
I mean, also, everybody's different, and perhaps for you, it will be the best. And so I don't want to say, I don't want to yuck your yum.
Everyone's not the same, you're saying. Go on.
Yes, thank you, Keith. I mean, we are all in some ways, but like the way that, my body includes my toe and my tongue, and those things are both me, but they are also different things.
Like 3 persons in one God.
Yeah, exactly.
I follow.
Similar. I mean, like 7 billion persons in one God, I think.
Right?
Were you guys split at birth? Because this is amazing.
All of us were.
We are so similar.
We were split before birth.
I think Mike and me is proof that everybody's different.
We were separated at Big Bang. No, I mean, I'm like Keith. I'm just the same. I just I try to repress all the things that Keith doesn't. All the attitudes, all the questions and arguments. I'm like, you're right. I agree with you. I agree with those ideas, and also I agree with the opposite of them. So, I did mushrooms before I had done acid, and I loved mushrooms, and I did them a bunch. And then the first time that I really did acid, I probably didn't do it in like ideal circumstances. I just did it alone in my house. And it just seemed for me more like it was more physically hallucinogenic than mushrooms. It was like, I'd look at a corner of a table that was like, a point, and it would be like, now I'm round, and it would be like sort of like twisting out. And I'm like, I know this isn't happening. And it's strange, and it's out of my control. And I mean, a lot of things like that are on mushrooms too. Like you can't control what your brain is doing necessarily all the time. But I guess it was just more aggressive for me. What was the experience like for you?
Big old giggle fest.
Sure, big old giggle.
Big old giggle fest. I was with 4 other people.
That's cool,
including Hennessy. And
but looking back, they all cut their legs up on the tables.
Really?
They all look.
The
They
pointy
look
tables.
round.
Yeah, now.
Actually, we had so much conversation that I didn't get a lot of what you're talking about, which anytime I did separate from the group, because you kind of like get exhausted by laughing, which sounds weird, but you just, after like a whole bunch of conversation and laughter, we all end simultaneously with, oh, oof. Woo!
That's cool.
So sometimes I stepped away for a second just to give myself a social break, and that's when things started moving more, and that's when the brain stuff happened, and I was still giggling to myself, which is very funny because they can hear me, but...
Yeah, I guess I would say that probably the lesson that I'm learning now is because Shane Moss, I think, once said that he did acid and he didn't like it because he had to drive somewhere. And I'm like, well, that seems...
Oh, my Lord.
That seems like the problem, not the acid, but the set and setting are very important. So obviously I'm learning that, yeah, if I did acid with like loving friends and, was able to talk to them, like when I do mushrooms now, I much prefer it to be with people.
Also, it seems that acid, this worked out for me. Every time you change a setting, but like literally you go from the living room to the kitchen, it's a brand new experience. And it's not like it makes the old one old. It's just then you can step right back into the living room and go, this again, But it seems that if you can change your setting, even like here and just like a little bit during the trip, then it also kind of adds to the fun.
You should make one of
this
the
again, guys.
You should make You should make the room look like Hawaii,
You could.
Sure.
and then you're in Hawaii.
But then I have to clean up after the trip.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying add sand and everything. Just posters,
Just coconuts. Yeah.
and a couple coconuts.
Coconuts and posters. But yeah, so that's I accept. We will do acid together.
All right.
Yeah, that's I was pretty much done. I thought I was done with it because I was like, it didn't do everything I wanted, but also, yeah, I didn't do it right. So
Wow, look at that. I convinced Myq to do drugs.
yeah,
Does that make you worried that you did drugs more right than Myq did?
yeah.
That's fucking
Oh,
crazy.
That worries me in like the best way.
All right.
I'm just like, I'm so worried. I'm getting too awesome.
Be careful.
Excuse me.
I'm so worried. I keep telling the truth.
The campaigns of Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders put out a joint statement. How dare you? It hasn't been that long. Put out a joint statement saying that they have a commitment to building an America that is stronger together and an economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. Actually, Bernie said that, and then Hillary said, yeah. Sure, whatever you say, Bernie. Yeah, definitely.
Well, he endorsed her, and part of that endorsement was that he accepted that they did not agree on a lot of major things, but some of the stuff that they agree on is to make a more democratic system here.
I have come here to make it as clear as possible.
Yeah, I have to come here to make it as clear as possible. You couldn't give out statements earlier when everybody was wondering why you're taking so long.
Why I am endorsing Hillary Clinton and why she must become our next president.
So there you have it.
He didn't say why.
I can't
though.
help but
right.
reflect how much more enjoyable this election is going to be now that we are on the same side.
Well, yeah, I mean...
It would be more enjoyable now. Remember when I said I wasn't scared of him and acted like I was only scared of Trump? Well, I'm very happy today. I'll put it that way.
Because you know what? We are stronger together.
I don't mean to be sexist, but someone tell her how to use a microphone. Microphones, you know what I mean?
And I also think we'd be a lot better off if we actually talked to each other instead of yelling at each other.
She yelled. Yeah.
So true. So true.
Well, I think one of the most important points about his
Bernie
speech, yes, is that he said, our job now is to see the platform implemented by a Democratic Senate, a Democratic House, and a Hillary Clinton president, and I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen.
I can't help but say, she says, yeah, how much enjoyable this election is now. You know what? We are stronger together. I hope legally he now has to become vice president. We're stronger together.
I mean, it's
Did
true.
she pick her person yet?
I don't think so.
No, why? Why do it now? Make us wonder.
I think they don't do it until like maybe around the convention or somewhere thereabouts.
A nod to Sanders' successful fundraising efforts that brought in millions of dollars from small donors. At one time, an average donation of $27. Clinton's campaign has made $27 an option on her online donor page.
Smart.
Because that's what's really important about Bernie's campaign is the number 27. So people are really going to get
Right.
like, I gave $27.
Right.
And now that's what she wants from me.
I mean, that's how media works. That's how PR works. That's how they decide any other number. That's how Netflix decides how much monthly payments.
Sure.
That's how all of that happens.
Netflix also costs $27 a month now.
Oh no, but they did raise it to $9.99.
When did they do that? I mean, what? So, what do you think the reason for that was? That's connected to this. Like, why? I mean, why did they raise it?
Oh, I don't know, but I know that everything has a machine behind it that makes those decisions. That makes you click that button. I don't know all the decisions for every single campaign.
Understood,
including Netflix.
When you get your, I think she should ask for like $25, $26 with all those millions she has from these speeches. 27. That's a.
You always come with the perfect thing. Yeah, like solution granted.
I mean, it is.
I see why people like white people.
It makes sense.
Keith, he laughed. It's too late to bully him with your face.
President Bill Clinton and his entourage rolled into San Francisco in 2002 for a $100,000 paid speech. And on top of that, of course, he has his rider.
Who is this? Sorry.
Did you say 2002?
2002. Who knows what takes so long for some of these news stories to come out?
Sure.
But the hotel bill for Clinton and two aides at the Fairmont San Francisco topped $7,500 for 5 days. It included 10 movie rentals, $2,100 in phone calls, and over $1,000 in room service and refreshments.
How did this come up for this 2002 thing that he's in the media?
The sponsor, the University of California, Davis, I guess complains. I don't know why it takes 15 years.
But also, what are we doing with it? What is this?
Right, we go, grrr. So they're complaining that Clinton said, you know what, just pay me what you pay me, and, you know, there'll be some incidentals here and there. And then those incidentals end up being crazy. Hillary Clinton netted $225,000 a speech. That's crazy. $21 million for appearances between 2013 and 2015.
How did this get in the news again? This was already. I don't
know.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're done. Danny, you fired. He's been waiting.
Danny, it's been fun. Thank you.
It's been a good 4.5 years.
All right, look.
So the Clintons are rich? Is that the...
It doesn't even matter. Here's the point.
Okay.
We're standing behind Hillary now.
Yeah.
And that's that.
I
okay?
accept. Yeah.
And she can wear what she wants to wear.
Who said that she couldn't?
All right, good. Then it won't be controversial.
Great.
Harry's right. Danny! God damn it!
I'm on sick leave.
All right. Now, I was trying to tell you about Harry's razors.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Now, I know you're looking at me and thinking, God, you're smooth. Yes, because I use Harry's razors. Don't use. What are you do? Pay $1 million a razor blade in these stores after you beg them to open up the compartment for you?
Clinton does.
See? Yeah,
Right.
he takes advantage. No, you want a good shave, right? Harry's makes just one razor. Now, do I want the one with 17 blades? The one that goes into your third layer of skin? No.
Definitely
you don't have to question anything. They make one razor, and that's all you need for a close, comfortable shave. 5 German-crafted blades, flex hinge, lubricating strip, and quality is guaranteed. There's a full refund if you're not happy. Factory direct prices, cut out the middleman, no upcharges, half the price of the leading brand at least.
And it's also fun that it's hairy and it's for a razor.
Right?
Yes.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Good, great times. Harry's starter set is called the Truman. It's a great option for new customers and an amazing deal. For just $15, you get a razor handle, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 of Harry's 5-blade German-engineered razors. Plus, there's a special offer for you listening. They will give you $5 off your first purchase with promo code KATG. So basically, when I said $15, I lied. It's $10.
That's if you use the code.
Right. Go to harrys.com right now and look for the Truman set, HARRYS.com. Enter code KATG at checkout. Get $5 off and help support the show. Stop compromising. Give Harry's a try today.
And so it's the Truman set because of Harry S. Truman?
Okay.
Are all their sets named after different Harrys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. They on their website, they have like all the popular Harrys. You can check that out, too.
Dirty Harry.
Uh-huh.
You can get the Hillary Clinton coming soon.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Hillary kind of has Harry in it somewhere.
If a man can do it, a woman can do it.
I understand.
Thank you. Pokemon Go. Are you a fan of this?
I have not participated
right.
in anything Pokemon. I'm not saying that I wouldn't,
Right.
but I haven't.
You're not picking on those who do, because everybody's different.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. People seem like they're having a really fun time with it,
Okay.
and I wish you the best.
Pokemon Go is the #1 cause of rape, I'm reading.
That doesn't seem true to me.
All right. Well played.
There was somebody murdered, I heard, but not because of it. I think they found the body because of it. So Pokemon Go is not saving lives, but it's there just after.
It's finding lives.
Yeah, it's finding deaths.
Well, it's finding deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they would also, people find out where these popular Pokemons are. And I guess, like, I can go there, then you can go to the same spot, collect the Pokemon. So
yeah.
Just for one person. So they find out where the popular spot is, and they rob people there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems
Not-
rude.
It does seem rude.
I mean,
It's even a calculated rude.
Not a
That's like
huge-
probably ruder.
it's not just an on the spot. Like, I guess I'll mug that guy.
Right.
It's,
Like
premeditated. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cause for longer sentence.
So, Keith, do you think that means that I shouldn't like Pokemon Go? Is that what you're saying?
I don't like what's happening.
Oh yeah. I mean, I want people to not be mugged. We're the same.
But Pokemon Go is helping out some city businesses. For example, pizzerias are becoming a big thing. What you can do as a company is put Pokemons into this game, so you put them around your store, and then more people are coming to your store.
Now, does it cost money to put Pokemon in your store?
He paid $10 to have a dozen Pokemon characters around his pizza shop.
That seems like a great deal.
Worth it.
Just gotta
Business-
sell like 5 pieces of pizza.
Business went up 75%.
That's
That
more than
is
5 pieces of pizza, I bet.
So much to go up.
We had people come down, sit down, get a couple beers, and play the Pokemon game.
Wow.
Why isn't every business doing that?
Right.
Really?
Who doesn't have $10?
Meanwhile, multiple New Yorkers claim to break the law just to capture Pokemon. Well, this is what I would do. Somebody I don't like, I pay $10. I stick them in their house.
Oh.
And then people keep knocking on the door.
Now, I don't know if you'd be... That doesn't... Seems like they wouldn't let you do that.
I would buy 50 Pikachus and shove them in someone's car.
I mean, is that even possible? I don't...
As long as the car doesn't move. I think.
Right, yeah.
But if it's Pikachus, you're going to go that night.
I mean...
Keith, you're so evil in your head.
Thank you.
It's very funny, but you haven't implemented most of this.
No.
So does that mean you're nice?
They're highly illegal.
He's great. He's an even better person to think about doing evil and then not do it.
Right.
As opposed to naturally be good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty... Like, if Mother Teresa loved being good, then big deal, you know?
Right.
But if she hated people and was like, oh, God, I gotta help, then she's even better.
And I don't think you let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
The Pokemons that I'm putting in these people's cars,
Right.
the people, rapists.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
How do you even know?
I'd look it up.
Okay.
And how does Pokemon in a rapist's car help?
He's inconveniencing them.
He's inconveniencing the rapist, so they're going to do better things.
I'm not
From then
following.
on.
They will have their car
Right.
hurt.
You're
Okay. Now all of a sudden I'm supposed to sit this rapist down, give him counseling.
I don't know when
follow
I
his
said
line.
that.
I just want his car to get hurt. At least I'm doing something to these rapists. You guys, what's that going to do? Oh, it'll please him. What do you mean? What it's going to do? It's going to bum him out. The stereo was stolen.
Keith Malley, bumming
Because that's
out
where I
rapists.
put. Because that's where I put the Pokemon in the stereo.
Is it how like direct? Like how?
he doesn't know.
You got it. The sphere. It does a circle, and then Pokemon get in a circle.
I can tell by Wendy's laughter that Keith doesn't know, but it's very amusing.
It sends out a sensor, and then you see Pokemon, and you take them.
Or, I mean, I guess the question that I have is just like if it's in if it's in the pizza place,
Yeah.
like are they like it's definitely at that booth, or is it just like you're in the pizza place and then you got it? Like how close do you have to get?
They try. You make sure you don't want to drop the Pokemon in the oven.
Now, I don't feel like that is a constructive answer. I understand that I asked a not
Shut up,
constructive
he's
question.
busy fighting crime.
You're right. He's
Be
busy
quiet.
inconveniencing rapists.
Let's. So, and by the way, when I say take them, I mean catch them. You know, I hope everybody knows that. They're,
Got to take them all. You know, Pokemon.
you take the Pokeballs.
You take the good, you take the bad, you got to take them all, and it's the Pokemon.
Right.
You know the song.
So about 10 feet, I'd say.
Take them all.
Was that what you were doing on your phone? Oh, is that okay?
Doing what? I'm fired.
You would think if you were fired, you'd give him misinformation.
Anytime I fire Danny, I take away all the Pokemons in this room. I go, look what I was going to tell you later. You were sitting on Pikachu. I didn't even tell you. Should have been nicer.
And what is good when you find one? It gives you like
It makes you cooler.
right. Okay.
Chicks don't love it.
I mean, some probably do.
I doubt it.
I bet there's some chicks doing it.
Honestly, I know we're all different, but in that case, we're all more the same. Not one chick likes it. They're just trying to see what everybody else is doing and fit in. Like a bad show that gets popular.
What?
Yeah.
But sometimes a good show gets popular.
You're right. Things happen. Sometimes it rains.
Now, I think that my response was a little more on topic than your response about rain.
My friend jumped over a fence onto private property
Ooh, don't do that.
and had to explain to the cops that it was just to catch a Pikachu, says a 19-year-old.
Now, how are the Pikachus going on private property? Because people are just kind of placing them. I really don't understand this.
I believe that the game, is overlays the city with all these Pokemons, but, sometimes they're going to fuck up.
So they miscalculated the line of
That's what I think.
private and okay.
That's like, I heard about a thing a couple months ago. There's I think a house in Kansas, like a farm, where they don't even have the internet really, but it's like the geographic like coordinates for like the reset of some system where if somebody is like masking where they are and they track it, everything gets tracked. Like the FBI visits them like all the time because they're like, it seems like these criminal acts are stemming from this location.
Their house is the decoy to a lot of criminals?
Yeah, because it's like at 00 on some system. So they're like, they just get busted all the time. I think they fixed it, but for a while, for like months or years, they were like, well, we don't even have computers.
The MTA sent out a tweet with a two-headed bird character from the game that was standing too close to subway tracks.
Oh, man.
We know you got to catch them all, they say. Oh, they're so funny. But stay behind that yellow line when in the subway.
Holy shit. You know what?
That is dangerous.
In 50 years, people are going to see this newspaper, and talk about the Pokemon craze.
In 15 years, Keith will read it again.
If Danny's still around. People walking around town looking at their phones and playing the game are getting hurt. I haven't been paying attention, says this 35 years old, Frankie Salas. Shame on you. On 14th Street, there was a pole, and I hit into it. I didn't even know it was there. My whole family left me.
Did he say he... Now, that doesn't seem like an exact quote. Can I see that? Did he say he hit into it?
Yeah, he hit into a pole.
I guess he hit into it real hard on his head part.
Wait, was the pole part right or no?
Yeah, the pole's real. He's 35. He ran into a pole, not looking where he's going. I saw a picture in the paper. It's just all these people walking in different directions on their phones.
Wow.
Like Union Square would be a popular place, so they're all there. Move. Excuse me, protester. I need to find a Pokemon.
I mean, on the positive side, one of the problems with computers is, in video games, like kids are just sitting in their house, like not getting outside, not getting sunshine or exercise. At least now they're like, it's bad that they're moving while and adults are walking into poles. But, eventually, like, how about, just a suggestion, I guess, if anybody, I don't like to tell people what to do, but like look at it.
You're not like a dictator.
Yeah,
You're not saying this is how you have to live your
No,
life.
but I'm, like, just as an example, if you want, you can take this from just an idea, like look at it while you're not moving and then look up and then move to where it said to go.
You think that's the lesson here?
That's one lesson.
Yeah. I want to hear that guy's next sentence. Like, so from then on, I looked up while I was walking. Or,
oh, no, that guy walked into
fuck
traffic.
it, I lived my life. Worth it. Hashtag worth it. Hashtag awesome. Hashtag Pokemon. Hashtag find it. Hashtag catch it.
Kind of like the Ash Wednesdays. You see these people's foreheads that ran into poles, and it's like, oh, you're into Pokemon too. And then they start fighting. +5.
No.
Right? You probably do +5 on that, right?
I don't know. I definitely don't know enough to say you're wrong.
I can lower his strength and raise the charisma. Get out of my country.
I honestly I just thought of this reality show, and maybe this should be our poll. It's called Keith and Myq. How long will they last? And you put them in a house, a nice house, like everybody else gets to have.
Thanks.
But they have to do things together because otherwise they'll just stay in different rooms.
Sure.
And we filmed that for like a month.
I like it. So what's the poll?
Should we do that?
Oh, sure.
Keith?
Who's going to say no?
I don't know. You?
Well, it's going to look weird when there's one. No.
Yeah, if everything's taken care of, can we leave the house can I go do stand-up?
No.
Oh.
No, you can only do the activities that the house has arranged.
Can we have a stand-up show at the house?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes, one stand-up show at the house.
Okay.
Yes. And only material that you've gathered from the last month. So basically a roast at the end of the month.
Okay.
We have to do each other's material.
Okay.
And I will talk about acid.
Fair enough.
Will you do acid?
You have to. I know that's fucking day one with you guys.
And I'll drink and yell? Is that a thing? You're not doing the acid right. You call that doing acid?
You druggies.
Yeah.
Can I get some acid?
Yeah.
People are renting city bikes to cover more ground to catch these Pokemon.
Oh.
So they'll be on the bikes looking at their, they don't have that attachment that holds your phone.
Oh, yeah.
They're all going to die. That's
Yeah.
good.
I mean, everyone will die. So,
See?
yeah.
I need to come around.
It's fine.
Look what we learned after a month.
I don't want them to. Yeah. I don't want them to die sooner than they.
Wouldn't it be funny
Want
if
to.
this is what changed our economy?
I mean,
Pokemon?
Yeah, like, pizza's going up. Like, pizza places
Right.
are doing fine.
Yeah.
The the share system is going well. Now, like, anybody that has Pokemon has visitors.
Ted Alexander is going to eat all his words when he's like, oh, Black lives don't matter, but Pokemon does. And then you're like, look around. We have better skyscrapers now thanks to Pokemon.
You really know how to twist everything.
because they put a Pokemon like up higher than a skyscraper is, so like we got to build. So that helps the construction community.
No, I've been putting Pokemons on subway tracks at the very top of the Freedom Tower.
Now,
Like one of those Spider-Man people, they have to go get it.
oh sure.
Yeah,
One of them.
the climbers.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, can I tell you an unrelated thing?
Yes.
But it's about a superhero.
Okay, then yes.
I was at a barbecue and I saw these two little kids wearing capes. And one of them had a cape that had Iron Man on it. And then I'm like, Iron Man doesn't have a cape. So,
Right.
but it had a picture of Iron Man on it. And so he thought that he was Iron Man. And he was wrong. But the other one had a red cape and then a blue shirt that said on the front of it, "My cape is in the wash." And I wanted to get a picture of him, but it's also kind of, I guess, inappropriate to just take a picture of a strange child
I'm learning.
without permission. And I'd be like, hey, can I, like, ask the child's mother, like, can I take a picture of your child because they are doing a dumb thing?
Right, it's easier now to take pictures of strangers. You can say you're looking for Pokemons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Maybe he has another cape that's in the wash. Anyway, yeah, everyone be careful out there.
Right. Look up sometimes.
In fact, here's what I would say about the whole Pokemon, situation is you don't got to catch them all. Like I don't even think you can catch them all. I think that's irresponsible.
Not with that attitude.
I mean, I just like catch as many as you can safely do, safely and efficiently.
Gotta catch them all as safely as you can. Gotta catch them all and be safety first.
Yeah. Look at that. We're really, can this be one of our projects?
Yes.
Safety campaigns.
Pokemon safety campaigns. That'll be your first project.
I like it.
I would also take suggestions for all the different things that they would have to do in that month.
Like one thing a day.
Yeah. Well, you can have 2 days off.
Thanks.
Even the Lord did something, right? He did something.
Do you have your driver's
Even
license?
the Lord did something. I do have a driver's license.
Oh, that's always a go-to.
Okay.
Can we pretend you didn't?
Oh, you mean you want us to go get driver's licenses?
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I'll see when it expires. We'll just do it a month before that.
And then the DMV thinks like you're one of the robot cars because you're kind of like a robot.
Oh, yeah, and I'm like a car. I get it. What you said makes entire sense to me.
This is brainstorming. Okay.
This is the best show. I'm sitting here and I'm watching this. We want this show to happen.
The makers of Pokemon Go were forced to make emergency fixes to the game because the app gave the company an unprecedented level of access to players' personal lives. You would sign in with your Google account, and literally the company can now read your email if they wanted to.
Seriously?
Yeah. They said they go, oops, we fixed it. Just give me a fucking name and password. I'm tired of all these things trying to fucking log into other business. I don't need it.
Yeah, just sign in with your name and your social security number and your bank passwords and your mother's maiden name.
You probably, it's okay. You probably don't have important emails if you're playing Pokemon Go.
I mean, so many people are playing it.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Isn't it the most...
I doubt they have their shit together.
Oh, sure. But it's like the most downloaded app in forever? Or
Yeah, it's bigger than Tinder. People would, we were saying the other day, people would rather catch Pokemon than fuck.
You could do both.
I doubt it.
What if somebody has a Pokemon in their vagina?
Once I was fighting somebody.
Answer my question sincerely. Well, I always feel ignored here.
What if you're walking around trying to catch the Pokemon and it really is inside you? Like that's where I placed it. And you're like, the Pokemon's coming from inside my body.
Oh yeah,
You'd go crazy scratching.
Oh, I just thought of another thing you guys have to do together.
Please.
Figure out a movie. Like to create
a
a
movie.
movie idea.
Ooh. How about The Wishmaster Part 17?
Oh, God. You're already best friends. I
Yeah.
can't believe how this happened.
I mean, Part 27. That way Hillary will come.
Oh.
Myq Kaplan
Yes.
is writing from the future in an email saying, "You're wrong. Catching them all is possible and so much fun."
I can't believe that. How did you get that?
I told you you'd end up a bad person. There's
you?
a chance.
You hacked into my future.
You played one of my games in the future.
Oh, I guess.
And I have your emails.
Ooh, you make games in the future?
Yeah.
Wow, you sort of gave in.
I learned, did LSD, and I learned my real calling.
Oh.
Can I ask why in the future you came back to this time?
It seemed really appropriate to really just zing me right now.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I think it might be that Keith is making it up, and I mean that's my other theory.
It's easy to find holes in time travel, but it's just a crazy thing, so it's hard to explain. That's all. What was that movie? Looper.
Oh my God, Danny!
You're hired.
How? When did,
It's a time travel movie that's relevant to what we're talking about.
but when did you start thinking Keith is going to ask me Looper?
When he was saying that it's time travel, it's hard to explain.
Right.
That was one of his main critiques.
So right in the beginning of that movie, Bruce Willis is talking to a younger him.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Right, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes, "Well, if you're coming here and I'm you, then how come?" And he goes, "Look, don't try to understand it." I'm like, how easy. What a great plot point. The audience will try to figure it out. They'll find holes. Just trust me, there's no holes. Thank you. The end of that. Now let's shoot things.
Here's my next reality TV series. Are you ready for this? Okay. Keith and Danny, except Danny comes on every other week. So the first week, it's Keith and Danny together. And then Keith is like, "Can Danny get the fuck out of my face?" Then Danny does for a week. And then he comes back for another week and sees what happens.
And then there could be a spin-off where it's just Danny's off week.
Oh, yes.
What did Danny do?
That's the online videos.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are good with marketing.
Thank you. It's the same as Netflix and also Hillary's campaign.
MJG is saying, "I realized Pokemon Go is dangerous when my 7-year-old was walking in the middle of the street catching a wild pigeon." Yeah, plus these kids probably don't even, they're like, they're trying to grab a real raccoon thinking it's a Pokemon. That can have rabies.
It's dangerous to grab a bird. They're dinosaurs. I was at the Museum of Natural History earlier today.
Oh.
And I watched a video about how birds are dinosaurs.
Do you walk around the street now and be like, "Ooh, a dinosaur"?
I don't do that.
Good.
I stand on the sidewalk and say, "Ooh, a dinosaur."
So do you know that's really a dinosaur? Dinosaurs are among us still.
Jurassic Park's not scary. It's a park.
If you wear the sticker, they let you in the museum, you'll see.
Pigeons.
So yeah, so they might have your information if you give a shit.
Oh, yeah, that is horrifying.
Since the game was released last Thursday, it's been downloaded on Android and Apple devices more than 5 million times.
It just happened on Thursday. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Not even a week.
look at this. Stock in Nintendo, who makes Pokemon, has gone up. Now, whatever this means, $9 billion in value went up. 9 more billion. Nintendo is worth technically $9 more billion because of this game and in-app purchases. The game is free, and I would assume in-app purchases like your sphere of where you can see Pokemon grows, or you could probably just flat out buy one like a piece of shit. So anyway,
These people not staying true to the game.
right. So by these in-app purchases, Pokemon gets $1.6 million a day.
Wow.
Phew.
We should, one of our projects should be to make a game.
Yes. But it has to be as dumb as possible because clearly that's what makes money.
Pokey ladies.
Ooh.
And I'm not judging. I think people should do stupid things a lot. Like, you should have a dumb thing in your life that means nothing.
Right.
What's yours?
Probably watching Don't Trust a Bitch in Apartment 23 for the 20th time in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Probably that's dumb.
I mean, yeah, you could watch something else and just remember that other stuff.
Right. I could literally watch it with my eyes closed. I know exactly what's happening.
Wow. It's just really comforting for you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like that you call it bitch because they say B.
Oh, really?
I think
That's stupid.
What are you going to say, beeline?
they
Line.
Yeah.
make a beeline for saying it the other way.
I would today. I was having lunch in a outdoor cafe, and I quickly just take my plate and like throw it up in the air. I go, I found one, and I start running.
Now,
People start getting up and looking.
I don't think I can ever believe what you're telling me is true.
I could have been to a cafe.
I
It's not crazy.
I was honestly, when you said outdoor cafe, I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
How does Myq know you so well?
He's good. He is good.
It's like, here's the thing.
His eyes have that lie detector thing, like the Terminator.
I met a pianist recently who was telling me when he learned how to play piano, his teacher would say, learn this chord and then solo over it. You can learn, with the notes that are in the chord, but also he said, learn how to solo with the notes that are not in the chord. So it's like everything sounds exactly wrong. So it's like, you know exactly where not to put your fingers, and that helps you know exactly where to put your fingers. So Keith is all my wrong note chords. I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I don't do.
This is going to be the best reality show ever. Keith will not be allowed to wear one sleeve.
But you have to go sleeveless.
I guess so. I have one.
It's not a punishment.
I understand. No, it's fun.
You breathe.
I get it.
Can you imagine these fucking animals outside finding Pokemon sweating balls off?
You're right. I mean, yeah, I would recommend, hey, everybody out there, don't move while you're looking at your phone, and wear sleeveless shirts.
Be
It's
comfortable.
very hot out.
Believe me, you already look like an asshole looking at your phone, 35-year-old. Who cares if you're wearing a tank top? You know what I mean?
I never knew that was such a thing. Really, I didn't. That, like, men have a hard time wearing sleeveless shirts because they're not worthy enough, because their arms don't look like this, that, or the next. I remember everyone was like, wow, Keith wears sleeveless shirts. This is such a good thing. Like, they started writing in about, like, I'm considering wearing it. I'm like, you're considering wearing? Like, okay, but I didn't know that was a thing. And then we started selling sleeveless shirts because it was part of the brand. Mm-hmm. And people were like, I really want to buy it, but I feel like I need to go to the gym first. I'm like, I never looked at some guy's arms and said he gets to wear that shirt.
You didn't earn it.
Yeah.
Do you go to the gym, Keith?
I have a gym membership, yeah.
Well, I guess that's the exact answer I was looking for. You go there and you work out your arms to maintain your eligibility for sleeveless shirts?
I wear sleeveless shirts to the gym, and then as I'm working out, I look if it's affecting those parts. Mm-hmm. And if it's not, I stop the exercise.
If you had skinny arms, would you wear sleeveless shirts?
I think I would. You see these hip people walking around in dopey shit. Anything passes nowadays.
Honestly, that's very zen, right? Like, there's like...
I guess so.
In Keith's form.
Oh, sure.
Like, he's saying, I think, that trends are so ridiculous anyway when you think about it. Just make that your trend and it becomes a trend.
Yeah, he's not struggling against it unreasonably. He's just like going the natural way.
Yeah.
Accepting dopey shit.
Dopey shit everywhere. You're going to tell me I'm doing something dopey shit? I didn't invent the words. You know what I mean?
I definitely do.
Going on since the beginning of time.
The Tao of Keith.
Yeah.
There's so much dopey shit out there. You think I'm doing dopey shit? Just do dopey shit.
I didn't invent it. I'm just living in it.
Right.
Yeah.
But that is one of the best ways that you could live.
And I did it without acid.
That's
You've
fine.
done acid.
Not really.
I mean, did you take a tab in your mouth and then feel funny?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I've been doing a lot of judging. I've been making mushroom tea. What do you call that?
That's right. Mushroom tea is good.
Yeah.
Wait, you did do acid, right?
I did mushrooms that were fucking batshit insane.
Okay. You never did acid?
No.
Oh.
That's why I can judge.
Please, he did crack. So I think we always need to keep that in mind when he looks at me like a druggie for doing the drug.
We already covered everyone's doing dopey shit. So do crack. Who cares? They're going to judge you?
Who cares if you do the thing that I did? Yeah.
Don't do the
Hey,
thing.
why do we have to judge all of a sudden when I'm reminded of a thing I did? Live and let live, I say, about the things that I do. The things that you do that I don't do, I mean, I don't, like, whatever. I mean, you're going to do them, and I'm going to judge them. But, for my things, live and let live. Live and let me live.
You're doing that attitude thing again.
Let me live. Those are the notes that I don't play.
Jose Mendez is 56 years old, and he goes to Bethesda Fountain in Central Park, and he picks up the change in the fountain, and he makes $60 a day, he says.
Good for him.
I mean...
But why announce it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That doesn't seem like it's the legal thing to do.
Why not?
Because the fountain is not his.
But it's the ground and it's a public place. So if I throw a penny on the floor and you pick it up, it's okay.
It is, but I feel like
Whose fountain is it?
that's
It's
my
public?
question. Because
It's not actually literally people's wishing he's taking. You
No,
know.
I thought that was it.
He goes, I rub off the wishes, I throw it back in. I don't see the harm.
At the Park Slope Food Co-op, there's it's right next to a firehouse, and there's like a 9/11 memorial of a statue of firefighters, and there's like sometimes people are sitting on it, and there's like a sign that says "Don't sit on it," but it's like in public, So I feel like that's why people are like, oh, there's a bench next to it, and there's like on the same level a seat, and then sometimes the firefighters are like, hey, can you not sit there because it's a memorial, and sometimes when I see people sitting there, I'm like, I don't care. I like to respect people's wishes of things, but I'm like, I don't know whose thing that is. When there's like a statue in public,
Right.
like you can't just take it. You can't just use it like it's yours because
Who is this guy? Because to be honest, to
Yeah.
me, it makes. Why do I keep starting sentences with "to be honest"? Got to get out of that habit. To be honest,
Finally, you quit lying, and that's good.
Thank you. I just want to remind myself to stop lying. It depends. Does this guy really need the money? Then I don't want to talk about it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, is he taking it away from people who need the money more? Then maybe we can have a discussion. But if I was collecting change from a fountain, I probably need change from a fountain.
that's the thing that I feel like there are other people that are probably going to read that and be like, I could be doing that. And then there's going to be like fights over change in the fountain. But also, it's probably supposed to go to like.
But that's not his fault. That's the newspaper's fault.
That's true. But he didn't have to tell him anything.
Yeah, I would tell him, like, I find it in outhouse toilets. I'm rich, Just get people out of there. I'll tell you a place I don't find money.
Well, I
Bethesda Fountain.
I am curious what happens to the money normally. Like, does
Right.
it get donated to charity? And is he taking it away from people who also need it and it's where it's going to be intended?
He says, the best is right after it's drained, the bottom is full of pennies. Every week or so, he dives for the change. He can make $60 a day fountain diving. So does that mean he only makes $60 a week? Every week or so, he dives for change. He can make $60 a day fountain diving. So it sounds like you got to get it at the right time, scoop it up.
He
and
can
do
make
most-
$60 in one day, but he can only do one day a week.
That's
possibly.
what it sounds, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the.
That almost was going to be a career path.
Yeah.
Also, he can make $60 a day. Sounds like he has made up to $60 a day.
Oh, yeah.
And that sounds not the norm.
Yeah, go
so
to school.
it sounds like a story that they pushed in there.
Right.
Like, how is this a story?
And also, this was 2002.
Right. One paneler boasted in November that he makes $200 an hour by simply sitting with his pup outside Grand Central Terminal.
$200 an hour?
$200 an hour.
That's a lot of money.
Really?
We should get a pup.
Right? I have one. We're set.
Okay. That'll be one of our day's activities.
Would you? I wonder how much money I would have to make to get the balls to be a panhandler.
I tried it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't make that much money. It depends,
But what were you doing?
Well, I tried a couple different ways. I tried one. Well, one time I actually asked for help because I had left my money with a friend and I really couldn't get through. Somebody gave me $20.
That's
so
nice.
That was huge. One time
So you make $20. Kendra makes $20 a second.
I do think that there are generous people, especially towards, I think I was like 17, you could be 23. I think that, a guy in a suit will probably give you money if you're like, woe is me.
Right.
I tried singing on the platform with my friend. No, it was not so. There was more money in the past. I tried again with Hennessy not that long ago. Not that much money at all. It's like not worth it. And then I also tried going on the Long Island Railroad.
What would you do
thinking-
with Hennessy? Like it's a date?
I guess we like purposefully. He wanted to try it and wanted like to kind of not be alone in it. And I was like, yeah, I'll go with you. He tried it separately than me. We tried it together just to see what it would feel like, what it would do.
Right.
Would it make money? Because
But I feel like-
why not do it?
I feel like you both would be doing something. Have you ever sat down outside a store with a sign saying, I'm starving, as if that's your job?
Or-
Or
No,
you have
but
the
I
balls
did-
to do that? Because that...
I
'cause
did
that's
with my friend go on the Long Island Railroad and said stuff like, hey, rent is coming up. Could you guys help us? And that was a zero We got nothing.
What if it
on
was just the
train.
most honest and you're just like, I want your money and I don't want to tell you why and I don't necessarily need it and I could work, so please help.
I'm doing what some would call a shitty experiment.
I mean, all those times, it's not like I could have used, the
Of
money in
course.
one way or another, and I wasn't doing anything bad, I don't think. And as soon as like something didn't work, we stopped doing it.
Did you sell candy for your basketball team?
I did not do that.
Did you sell basketballs for your candy team?
I didn't do Showtime.
Okay.
One time, Hennessy was doing a shoot, like there was a camera on him, and as part of that, he was this, he had a black eye and everything, and he was like, hey, I got kicked out of my house, but it was part of the script.
Ooh.
And panhandling like that got him money, even though you saw the camera, but I guess they thought it was like some kind of documentary.
And I want to be on it, showing I'm giving.
And what?
And I want to be on whatever documentary this is, showing I'm giving.
I guess so. But yeah, he got money doing that.
Well, just you have your answer.
You have to beat them up, kick them out, and that's that.
Yeah. And I guess it was like a date. And he and I have like written songs separately and together and come together and try them out and help each other out like that. So it was just like a little get together of singing for us.
When you
Try it out.
Is this podcast not doing okay?
When you make $200 an hour, do you work more than 8 hours? Or like, no, I have to stay regimented. It's time to go home and not get $200 an hour sitting here with a dog. I hate those people so much. But I
Really?
guess they're fine. Sounds like they're living the life.
I doubt it.
They're living
But
a life.
give up your dog then if you have to panhandle, asshole.
Well,
it's
but the
part of
dog is
it.
what's helping him get the money.
You're right,
Yeah.
right. I don't like it.
Also, I used to think that, but give up your dog is such an easy sentiment. Like, it's just, if you're poor, that doesn't mean you don't get to have a dog.
You don't stay on the street with a child.
You do.
Some people do.
Well, you shouldn't. Give your child.
But that's just what happened.
Oh, I'm telling you what, you shouldn't.
But how do you not if you're already there?
You can put it up for adoption and get it back later.
Hey, some of those people
Whoa.
they can live in our house with us, me and Keith.
See?
Right. Yeah, unless you're planning on taking one of those its to your house when you say give it up and then it'll come back to you.
It's so dirty. I can't tell what they are.
Right. Great.
Myq sponsored that one. All right, let me mention this ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring?
Speaking of jobs.
Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates?
I don't.
What are you gonna do? Put it on one site and hope for the best? No, you want to get all the top sites.
That makes sense.
That's why they're called top sites. They're good.
I didn't know.
Here's what you do. You go to ZipRecruiter.com. You can post your job to 100 plus job sites.
That's a lot.
Including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter.
I know those.
Maybe you're like, oh, I want to find good employees, but everybody's on Pokémon Go. Find out who will work good for you. Find candidates in any city or industry nationwide.
I've heard of the nation.
Just post once and watch the qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Don't juggle emails from the past or future. Quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out why ZipRecruiter has been used by over 800,000 businesses.
Why?
You're going to find out.
Oh, thanks.
Go to ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/talent. That's what you do.
Yes, I don't have to put up money.
Nope. ZipRecruiter.com/talent. One more time. Try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/talent. You're welcome.
Thank you.
There's been another report that people at a Tony Robbins event where you get jazzed up on the final day and you walk over coals,
Ooh.
burn their feet, and he says that is not true. Never happened. 911 says it is. He says, fuck you. It's not.
Sounds like him.
Yeah.
So motivating.
Right. So there were several 911 calls in which people on the scene describe what they saw. A woman says who says she's a security dispatch officer at the convention center where Robbins held his firewalk, described 300 people and, quote, very bad burns. But without exaggeration, I also heard they were doing selfies. They're walking over cold. You got to
that's-
be focused and walk fast.
That's where the Pokemons are. You
Yeah.
can't
You're like, what if there's one in the middle of the fire?
under the hot
No
coals.
way. You would think that he would take that away from them as soon as they were in that
Right.
space and area.
But then you gotta think about how do you take somebody's phone and then give it back when there's so many people. Just look, don't do selfies. What can I tell you guys?
It's
when
like
your wife
it's like
was doing it, how did it go?
She had a tough time because she did the worm over the coals, and that is the worst way to play these coals. She was fine. You quickly go. You're gonna go quickly. You're nervous anyway, and then and then they have water at the end that you put your feet in just in case there's any coals.
there's
left.
I mean, it's like the power of belief doesn't specifically matter. It's just physiologically, like there's stuff going on that prevents you. You're not being burned your feet aren't touching a hot thing like directly for very long. It's like sort of spread out. I read a thing once and forgot it, but it's fine.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I know she did it and came out fine, but were people kind of doing shenanigans about it? Like,
She didn't see people being assholes.
Okay.
Yeah.
just curious, like, if in every group there's always one, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why would I would never take the time to even look at my phone when I'm walking over coals?
Of course not.
Maybe they didn't read the pamphlet.
Or you can, or have the person next in line take your picture if you want.
Oh, of course.
You know, how do you get a good angle anyway?
I mean, that's not a selfie.
Right. That's true. People are walking with the sticks. Over coals.
That's funny.
They're like, "Sir, what are you doing?" Nothing. Lamar Odom was taken off a Delta flight Monday night after getting wasted in the airport lounge and vomiting on the plane. It'd be tough to be a bartender and serve this guy after you keep seeing in the paper what a fuck up he is.
Maybe he didn't know. Not everybody. I don't know what he looks like.
He's in the lounge and he's on the cover of every magazine. Lamar went to the Delta Lounge at LAX before boarding a red eye for New York City, and according to eyewitnesses, was pounding down beers and whiskey. He went to his seat, 4B if you're curious.
Oh, I am.
Sat down.
What else happens when you, quote, pound a bunch of beer and, what is it, whiskey?
Yeah.
When does pounding whiskey end up well?
Right.
Just wondering if anyone had more than 2 shots of whiskey and the night was just magnificent.
I need to do this more.
Yeah, all the right decisions were made.
I mean, he's a big guy, right? He could pound a little more than you or I.
Actually, I read that that's not necessarily the gauge.
Really? Weight doesn't?
Not necessarily. And the thing that I read said no, not really. But I imagine it has to have some effect.
It said 14 reasons why not really.
Okay.
But that's like so many. Lamar went to 4B and sat down, but as the plane was about to pull back, he bolted to the front, threw up in the galley, and then walked in the bathroom and with the door open, threw up again. Then when he came out of the bathroom, he had vomit on his clothes.
Mom spaghetti.
The flight attendants gently escorted Lamar off the plane, and a cleaning crew came on board to deal with the mess. The flight attendants put Lamar's carry-on belongings in a plastic bag and removed them from the plane. 10 minutes later, Lamar suddenly reappeared and walked down the aisle with vomit still on his sweatpants and took his seat again.
Wait, we had to wait for him to come back?
He's a smooth talker. Look, now I'm okay. I threw it all up. I'm embarrassed. You're embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
So he got to fly?
So he comes back on. Minutes later, he gets back up. He goes back to the bathroom using people's heads to balance himself.
No.
Throws up again.
No.
Then he's removed again. And that time he couldn't use his charm.
Man, are the people whose heads he used, do you think they can sue?
Yes.
Wow. You usually have to pay for something like that. Like, that's an honor. Like that basketball player that fucks the Kardashian touched my head for balance. Like, it doesn't really hurt. It's fun. I'd kind of like, if I see him coming, I'd like put my head in the aisle a little bit. Like, hey, Lamar just touched my head.
Lamar, balance with my head.
Yeah. And then when I see him play basketball, I can like yell shit out because they hear you.
You're right. I owned a golf ball that hit Kevin Bacon in the butt, and I was proud of it.
See?
You know.
I don't know that I would have guessed that about you, Keith. That you would have opted in.
Oh, I love it. I love screaming babies on planes if they're at least 5 rows away because it upsets people.
5 rows.
It has to be at least 5 rows.
Is more rows better? Like if you
more rows is better.
You want to be able.
I want to hear it, and I want to hear people. I want to hear people over exaggerating their complaint that it's the worst fucking day ever because the baby started crying. It's only been 3 seconds. Fuck you. So those people need their day ruined, and to hear that pleases me. I'd also like their car ruined. No, I'm not. Again, I'm not saying I'm changing their life. I'm just saying a little discomfort pleases me. And then it's not gonna really bother me. I'm in New York City. There's noise all the time. Who gives a fuck? I bring babies on planes.
No, that's
I don't even own
I.
these its that I see on the street.
You take them away from homeless people,
Yeah.
right? And then you bring them on planes.
They can have them back later when they get their shit together.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What I like about you, Keith, is that you're really just this brutally honest truth teller. You know that you delve deep into your life experience and you share with everyone your truth.
Are you talking about Trump or Keith right now?
Both.
No.
Well, honesty is a policy.
To be honest.
But so to be clear, Myq Kaplan is 1 degree removed from Kevin Bacon.
That's true.
He's like, I'm as close as you can get.
Pretty close.
Through a ball. I can only be closer if I was Kevin Bacon. And he would be 0.
Yeah.
You know, Mike's saying all this, and he's like, he would be 0. And one's higher than 0. So one's actually better. Everybody's on the next hole.
I don't.
Hey, guys.
Hey, I'm glad that you're having this fun. You know, I don't need to weigh in.
What's the line of like? Because you like when people are uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
It's like so hard for me to believe because
when assholes are uncomfortable, not friends.
right. Okay. So what's the line of? Okay, that's too much.
I need a, for instance.
Okay, the baby's crying.
Right.
This guy's like, oh, this baby's going to be crying the whole time.
Yeah.
And then, like, the baby really does cry for an hour. And, like, you overhear that this dude has not slept in a while. And
Yeah.
it's just really aggravating him. But you hear about his life and you're like, oh, wow, it sounds like he really had a tough time. And he's trying to, like, he's taking this plane to, like, do nice things and save orphans and all that
What's
stuff.
he do for a living?
He saves orphans.
He saves orphans. He doesn't know how to calm this kid down. I don't buy his story. That's to get laid. He's a liar. Does he also rate for girls? Fuck him. Piece of shit.
Wow, you could do that with anybody.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
It doesn't. No one bothers me.
Oh my God. One might equate that with sociopath.
I don't label. I don't label.
That's like me, Keith. You're like me.
Yeah. I knew we'd live together. Things would change. You rub it off.
I don't know what to do.
Watch our show. We're not doing this for nothing.
Definitely.
I mean, you produce our show. You're,
yeah, done. That would be so great.
Speaking of shows, a new VIP show, Flavor of the Month, where we have guest hosts give you a month of their business. And right now we have what we're calling pilot season, where they come on the show and pitch their idea. And you can hear and weigh in on what they have to say. Let me give you a quick example. Number 1 is out on the VIP network, pilot season with Nick Turner. Nick Turner pitches his series to Keith and Kemda and workshops some episode ideas with them in preparation for his upcoming month-long series on the Keith and the Girl Premium Network. Here's a little of that. So, getting back to titles. We were looking at Nick's show.
Nick Turner.
Nick Turner. Okay, what if like there was a title?
Free stuff to do in New York with Nick Turner.
How about free stuff?
Free stuff with Nick
Everybody
Turner.
loves free stuff with
Free
Nick
stuff with
Turner.
Nick
Nick
Turner.
Turner.
What if you give out a free thing
change
at the
my
end of every episode because that includes the
Yes.
because this goes out through the whole world, and although the whole world visits New York, we could send out a free gift to one of your listeners every week.
Oh my! Like what?
Like
A
that's the thing you'll figure out.
Like a video of you
I don't
having
know how it
sex. We can do.
I'm new to the podcast game. Wait, hold on. You said it's got to be. It sounds. I'm only worried because it sounds expensive for me.
I'll tell you what. At the end of every episode, look around, grab something.
Okay. All right, and it's another week, another free DVD of Keith stand up.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Okay,
I'm looking at a statue of Jesus holding the American flag.
Done.
I think
So
you
free
get-
stuff. Okay, so that's one idea.
Yeah. Okay. Free stuff is one idea.
Free stuff is one idea.
what's another idea?
Another idea. There's 2 ideas. There's there's 2 big ideas.
I'm
That
a
was
fan
big
of
idea.
free stuff.
This is a big idea. I'm also a fan of free stuff.
Okay.
And I kind of forgot about it until I got here.
Okay.
Because I had this other idea. Well, because it's the idea of it's 4 episodes. So that's great. I thought, of course, I'll go hard
Right.
into 4 different topics.
Yeah.
Nick Turner just really fucks the shit out of a topic.
Oh. I like
And that's I didn't think about that for the title.
hard to fit on a T-shirt, but I like it.
Nick Turner fucks the shit out of, and then it'll just be the
Right.
picture of the guest's face.
Right, it's not even of anything. No, that's you were the guest. So go to keithandthegirl.com/VIP and you'll see that. That was a lot of fun. I can tell the whole thing's going to be a lot of fun.
Hamda, did you think that was funny? I asked because it sounded like you were laughing. Do you think this is funny?
I enjoy laughing.
Oh, yeah. It's fun.
I don't realize that I laugh less than other people until people point it out, or I hear a clip like that, and I'm like, "Oh, I really laugh boisterously."
Myq Kaplan, by the way, he's the host of Hang Out With Me, and speaking of the VIP network, Super Hang.
Oh, yeah.
That's where he tries harder, so check that out.
Absolutely.
So this is what I was talking about. His upcoming album recording.
Oh wait! Before we continue, you can get all of that stuff, all our premium content, including that Nick Turner episode and Mike's Super Hang on keithandthegirl.com/VIP. It also helps our show keep going.
Okay.
And if you put in the code MYQ, then it helps me.
Yes.
And you.
Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Upcoming album recording in San Francisco at Doc's Lab. Is this a real doctor's laboratory?
That is not correct.
Okay, because that's good. That would seem less fun to me.
Yep. It's a performance venue.
Okay. Wednesday, 7/27. That is July 27th.
That's right.
At 8 p.m. Doors are at 7. Yep. Tickets are only $10.
Oh, yeah.
Go to docslabsf.com.
So this is for your new album. This
Yes.
is the taping.
Yes.
And this is when comedians try their best.
Oh, yeah.
They don't just lean against the wall. Where are you from?
I won't lean against the
He
wall.
knows where you're from.
They're from San Francisco.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, come from anywhere and go. That'd be great, too. I mean, I could lean against a wall, but it'll be purposeful.
Right.
And won't be part of the album.
Will birds being dinosaurs be a part of this special?
It's not planned. That's an experience I had today, so that'll be for the next one.
All right.
What are we going to talk about on the 27th?
I mean, the album as I plan it right now is called. It's mainly about how I don't want kids,
Okay.
and it's called No Kidding,
Okay.
which is also a phrase that means a different thing. So it's I think what some would call clever. And so I mean, obviously, it's not exclusively about that one topic only, but a lot of things that sort of spring off of it. I talk about how I think that having kids is like doing drugs, so there's a lot of drug talk. In that, I didn't want to, I mean, they can ruin your life, that sort of thing. But also you can love them. There's, it's both ways kids and drugs go. Like, I don't want other people to not have kids. If you want kids, have them,
Thank you for being clear.
unless you're homeless, as for Keith's, parameters. But yeah, so, it will be, I feel like this is the first album where all my other, specials and albums that I've put out so far have mostly just been like, quote unquote, the best jokes that I've written in the past, whatever chunk of time. But this one is, it's been over 3 years since I've recorded something, and I have more than enough for like probably 2 albums worth now. So this is like the first one where I've explicitly planned, sort of thematically to talk about, one topic as thoroughly as possible and whatever comes from it.
Good. That other bullshit, I don't know what I was buying.
I understand.
I like this. All right. So there it is. Go to docslabsf.com. Docslabsf.com. Tickets $10. And Mike, by the way, very approachable. Say hi to him.
You may.
Have a couple drinks afterwards.
You can.
Go to his hotel room.
Don't
you
do
know
that.
he's staying right there in the area. It's not hard to figure
It's
out.
actually maybe not true.
If he uses a fake name, it's something clever. So be like, is Copernicus here? You'll find out. You'll find out.
Myq Kaplarnicus.
That's right. He can't help but leave a clue. I put 5 Pokemons in his room. So.
I am now going to not use Copernicus.
You'll use Lucy.
I use Galileo.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Let's talk tomorrow.
Thank you.